Hi, I'm Elder Micah, and this is your midday motivation. I want to invite your attention in your spare time when you have a moment to look at 1 Samuel chapter 1, a very familiar story. We see the story of Hannah. Hannah was married to Elkanah. Elkanah had two wives, Hannah and Peninnah. And Hannah was the one that he absolutely adored, the one that he loved. In today's time, that was bae, right? That was his boo thing. But she was barren. She was unable to bear children. And so Peninnah was the one who may not have been the first choice of Elkanah, but she was able to have his children, right? She was able to give him the family that he wanted. And that was something that was looked upon as a blessing by God during this time. You know, like today, we look at cars and our money and our homes, you know, being able to own something versus borrowing and renting. All these things that make us valuable or make us feel established or make us feel prosperous, right? That was that for them. Having a family and being able to have children was a part of that, outside of your lively stock and having land. And so for Hannah not to be able to do that, Peninnah took it upon herself to tease her about it, right? Because she knew, and let's just be honest, as a woman, she knew that first and foremost, that this had to be disheartening for Hannah, right? That she could not do the one thing that women should be able to do, right? And that's become a mother. And so she would tease her for years, the text says. She teased her and taunted her. Could you imagine something or someone constantly reminding you of what you could not accomplish? Something or someone constantly reminding you of your past failures? Many of you may have that testimony of people in your past, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's coworkers, whether it's situations that constantly taunt you and remind you that this is what happened and you'll never get past this, right? And so Peninnah was necessary because it was at that point that Hannah gets into a different realm that we've never seen her be in. And that was a vulnerable state, a humble state where she bitterly cries out. The text says she bitterly cries out to God, and she's praying and asking for God to bless her, not just with a child, but she's specific in her prayers. She says, Lord, if you please just bless me with a son. And so later on in this story, we see that God answers her prayers. Here's where I want to encourage and leave you on today. Despite how it felt, despite what it seemed like, Peninnah was necessary for Hannah to receive the promise. Because had Peninnah never taunted her, had she never teased her, had she never reminded her of what she could not do, Hannah would have never gotten to that bitter state of wailing and solely depending on God and God alone. It was at that point that Peninnah pushes Hannah to her promise. And so I want to encourage you, my brother, my sister, who's dealing with that job promotion that keeps reminding you, even though you know you're qualified to have, that keeps giving you that message of you're unable to receive this promotion and you're getting discouraged, or to that brother or sister of mine that has that failed marriage. You know, the one where you gave your all, you were faithful, you tried your best, you did everything you thought that was right, and it still ended in divorce. You know, my brother and my sister that's dealing with that health diagnosis that it just doesn't seem like you can get past your health issues. Every time you go to the doctor, there's one more thing. If it's not one thing, it's another. These things, these situations, these Peninnahs in your life, they are necessary because it's what's keeping you before God. It's what's keeping you in prayer. It's what's got you laid out before Him. It's what has your tears falling. Yes, I know it hurts, but it's in your tears where you're letting all of you be seen before God, and He's honoring that. He's recognizing and seeing. He's understanding that you do trust and believe in Him despite what it looks like. So don't give up. Peninnah is necessary. Peninnah is needed. And at the end of the day, the promise shall be yours if you just hang in there. Hannah decided to pray. Hannah decided to not retaliate, right, with more taunting or get even with Peninnah, but instead she got on her knees. And maybe in this season, with all hell breaking loose, that is a word for someone that if you just get on your knees If you just bow before the Father and be honest and let him know how you're feeling, because he already knows, but he wants that open communication with him, right? And just begin to wail and cry out to God. Watch him turn things around for you. Watch him give you the promise. God bless you and God keep you is my prayer. I pray that this was a blessing. I love you to life and there's nothing you can do about it. Be blessed.
It is necessary.